They're fans, not their fault. But while we're talking about basically how it's going to be impossible for the Browns to win, just because of their offense production, their defense is something that should be respected, top of the league right now. I think last week it was Dallas, but because they did so poorly against the Niners, I think the Browns overtook them. It'll be interesting if going against 49ers, that same thing happens, and maybe now the Niners defense will be on top, which I think is a goal of theirs. Diamond Lenore, in like a little interview after the game, kind of said that they had taken offense to how much people were hyping up the Cowboys defense, and they were like, "That's us," and so they might have that. Hopefully, they have a similar attitude going against the Cleveland Browns, and there's not like a letdown, because I know it's going to be like a 10 a.m. game for when they're playing and a lot of travel. So hopefully they keep that same mentality, and they seem to happen. They haven't, knock on wood, so far, the 49ers haven't played down to their opponents. Although teams that maybe we could have thought they would have played down to have actually been extremely feisty. So like the Cardinals and the Rams, they didn't really need to play down because those teams kind of played up. Before I get in really quick to the pathway for the Browns to win, which spoiler alert, not gonna happen in my opinion. I just wanted to put up this comment
That's
because
my guy.
I love these favorites. He said, sending love to you both, at Rohan and Ashley. Good hearing you guys talk 49ers. Hope you're both doing well. Same, Chris. Chris
Appreciate
is
you, Chris.
such a joy, and I just love him so much. I saw that speaking of, we're not going to do it right now, but injury updates. Dre Greenlaw was out today, and he's been out all week. And Kyle Shanahan did say that he is one of the players that could play even if he didn't practice on Friday. But David Lombardi put out a thing being like, "Oh, Oren Burks is the one that would take over if it wasn't for him." And every time I see that man on my screen or in a comment, I just immediately
Warren Burks
geek
fan
out.
club owner, East Bay Chris.
Did you see Oren Burks like liked something that he
Yeah,
said?
I did. That was kind of funny.
So funny. Okay, but pathway for the Browns to win. I wanted to ask you. You kind of mentioned him. Jim Schwartz is the defensive coordinator for the Browns, and he has put up fits for Kyle Shanahan. Only, I think they faced each other 9 times, and each time Kyle Shanahan has not fared well. So, besides the defense, what would need to happen to the 49ers offense in order for the Browns to have a pathway to win with everything they have going on?
Yeah, I mean, Jim
Make it
Schwartz is a good defensive coordinator, and he was my pick. He was my pick to be the defensive coordinator of the 49ers. Unfortunately, before D'Amico Ryans left, he already accepted the job for the Browns. There was no chance for that. But Schwartz is a guy who operates a similar system that the 49ers have used in the past, that wide 9 scheme, which pretty much opens up lanes for his defenders. Obviously, it's more of a gap filling scheme where you got to trust your linebackers. You got to trust everybody to do their jobs. But overall, for Jim Schwartz and the Cleveland Browns, I mean, the way that the 49ers, I said that they got to ride their defense to win. I think the Cleveland Browns got to ride their defense if they want to win in this game. I think Jim Schwartz, if you talk about him, I think they're going to look to dial up some pressure, try and get Brock Purdy uncomfortable with pressure in the pocket, and that's going to hopefully force some turnovers for the Cleveland Browns, because if they can if they can play the field position game and flip, to get shorter fields, that could open up scoring opportunities for them, while also opening up time of possession opportunities where they control the pace of the game with their own run game, so that the 49ers don't get as many opportunities to score offensively. I think that the Browns are going to have to focus on the run game in this one, try and exploit the 49ers in that way. And that's a tough task. The 49ers have been one of the more sound teams against the run over the last few seasons, and that has continued this year. But I think it's going to be a more run-oriented approach for Cleveland and Kevin Stefanski there. And I think that they're going to have to look to force turnovers. I mean, the 49ers, they've played down to their opponents at times. They've beaten themselves with penalties and things like that. But if the Browns can force turnovers in this one, I think that could be the clear difference. The one thing is, The Browns, unfortunately, defensively, have not forced turnovers this year. They rank 28th in the NFL, I believe, with just under a turnover per game forced. And so that's another thing, in that while they've been very stout defensively, turnovers really haven't fallen into their lap. The other thing that I'll say for the Browns, and it is another defensive thing, is getting off on third downs. Right now, the Browns are first in the NFL, allowing just 22% of third downs to be converted by opponents, which is a phenomenal mark, and the number one in the NFL. I think that that's going to have to continue. If you can get the 49ers, some quick 3-and-outs, or really just getting off the field on third downs, I think that's going to allow some more opportunities for you to dominate the time of possession and potentially take the game away from the 49ers, or at least make it close. Do I envision a Browns win? No, but those are the main pathways that I can see if Cleveland ends up pulling this one out.
I like that a lot. I definitely think if the Browns were to have an opportunity to win, it would be because they stopped the 9 game straight of 30 points, and they help, get some get some turnovers, or at least control the time of possession, which just it sucks for them because they don't have Nick Chubb. I know that their other running backs are capable, but I just think against this defense that they won't have. Even if it's a lower scoring game, I can still see the 49ers squeaking out a win.